Okay, so let's talk about the Warlords. But before we do that, let me do something else on this character corner. I want to go ahead and put Ghost Girl on here. I guess her name is Perona, but to me, she'll always be Ghost Girl. I think she's definitely worth putting on here. Friendship, raging narcissist, but maybe she could be a good friend. Maybe, possibly. You cannot trust her. You can't trust her at all. Cunning. She has a certain rudimentary cunning. Matter of fact, what she can be pretty effing tricky. So I'll give her 11 for cunning. Her power is interesting. I'm not sure the overall utility of it, but it's definitely like in the right circumstances, it can be very powerful. 13. It's not bad. It's not bad, but I find it interesting that Kuma sent her where he did. I don't have a problem with Kuma sending Zoro there because he can get stronger. He went there to get stronger with the baboons and with Mihawk, right? Why would Kuma send her there? He must think that he must see something in her that can help Zoro. I think. You think he was thinking ahead, or is like it was two different decisions that were unrelated to each other? I don't know. I don't know. Fighting, she's okay with. I don't think she's anything special fighting, so we'll give her 50%, like 9 out of 18, right? Like I don't think she's super special there. Cool factor. It can be pretty cool. Now she's super silly, ridiculous, right? So she doesn't have too much of a cool factor, but like under the right circumstances, like I said, in a horror environment, properly situated, she can scare the shit out of somebody, right? Definitely, and like I didn't really factor in the fact that her ghost can make people depressed. I should give her an extra point for that for her powers. I was just talking about the way to scare people and to project her own body. And there's uses for that scouting. There's all kinds of things you can do that. But I forgot you can also make people depressed. So yeah, cool factor. I think 10. Not great, but not bad. Right? Not terrible. Now I saved comedy for last because she's effing hilarious. She is very funny. Right? So I mean, we gotta be talking about like she's 17 funny. She cracks me the hell up. So I love her. All right, yeah, she needed to get on the board. So there we go. Okay, so do I want to change anything? Gecko's down here in the Hall of Fame because he's dead. Just want to make sure don't want to change anything with him. No, that's where he stays since he can no longer affect his little points because he's dead. Okay, so the seven warlords. Currently, there are five. Gecko's dead and Jimby's been, removed. Okay, so no, well, there are five listed here, but Jimby's been removed. Like clearly, like he's not a warlord anymore. So there's four. Okay, you had these five plus Blackbeard and Gecko. Those were the seven. Okay, so Gecko dies. Blackbeard quits. Jimby's been removed. The question is Kuma even a warlord anymore? I guess they would leave him there. They would leave him there as a figurehead, you know? So what's interesting about this, you have Mihawk, who doesn't really give a shit about anything. He'll do his duty, I suppose, but he doesn't really give a shit about anything. Doflamingo clearly doesn't have the government's best interest in heart. Kuma is a backstabbing traitor who working for the revolution, and Bo Hancock is very self-involved, and she's only in it for herself. So the government's screwed. Like I know the government doesn't trust these bastards, but like boy should they not. They don't have a single person in their corner, and they only have four right now. And if it was me, Kuma, like as a figurehead, since they can send a bunch of his duplicates to various places, he's really good at that spot. So I would keep him there as a figurehead, right? And every time one of his cyborgs shows up, people think it's actually him. So he's basically carrying the flag, essentially. I'd fire Hancock's ass. There's got to be enough reports from the field where she was fighting, and attacking Navy people. Fire her ass. Which probably means you lock him up, right? She'd be gone. You can't justice somebody as far as you can throw him. But he keeps the peace. in his region. That's what they really care about. Probably the same for her, but we only see her with her own island. Who cares about one island? Some of these warlords, it feels like they're supposed to keep the peace in their region. Like, Don Quixote's got a criminal enterprise, right? So he's got an operation he's running. Mihawk doesn't. Mihawk keeps himself. He's sitting there reading his little book. What does he do, right? Like, so you bring him out for missions. Hancock, she's got her own island controlled, but she would do that even if she wasn't a warlord. So you bring her out for missions. Kuma doesn't seem to have anybody. Like, he's his own gang now. So what they really need, I think, is they need people who have crews and who control areas. Shanks is one of the emperors, so like he's not going to become a warlord. That feels like a step down. I wonder if they're going to make Luffy one of these warlords, because in episode 151 they said even being short one warlord would upset the balance. But now they're short 2, maybe 3. No, they're definitely short 3 because there's no way Jimmy's still 1. So they're short 3 warlords right now. The hell are they going to do about that? Maybe Luffy. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else we've met who could take one of these spots. Maybe I would go to whoever is in command of the remaining Whitebeard pirates. Probably they won't want to deal with you because, like, what just happened. They blame you. Although it was Blackbeard that actually killed him. The Navy was going to kill him. So, how would you handle that? Maybe one of those guys. And I guess probably some characters we just haven't met yet. Let me look down here real quick. If Electro Boy is still alive, he might make one. You might be able to make him one. He's worth thinking about. The pickings are kind of slim here, man. Not really any people we've seen that we've met that fit the bill, really. These guys are rookies. They're not gonna. I mean, I know Luffy's a rookie too, but he's got some pelts on the wall, so he makes sense, right? I don't know. It's funny we've never seen Jen again. I don't know why the hell I ever put him on here. I thought he was gonna be important. Like, this is what I was talking about before when I was talking about Charles Dickens. You bring these characters in early. Sometimes they come back, sometimes they don't. Jen felt like somebody was going to come back. Man, we ain't seen shit, man. It's been a smooth 500 episodes. We ain't seen shit. Dude, you need to step up. Well, I guess the other warlords will be people we've never met, I think. Now, I know they were throwing a lot of names at us. Where was that? They were all rookies. I don't think they're going to pick rookies. I'm trying to think of another situation where we got thrown some names at us of people that we, haven't really, that are not emperors and that are not part of Whitebeard's crew that could be elevated to the status of warlord. And I can't think of anybody. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen here. But it would be interesting if that's what he's going to Marineford for. That may not be why he's going. I don't think he's going there to turn himself in. That doesn't make any sense. But the only way I can see him getting better is either he's going to join the Navy, which I just cannot believe could happen, or he's going to become a warlord. I can't imagine either one of those things happening, man. So, I don't know. Like, that's wild. That's wild as hell. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about my current thoughts before we find out who the new warlords are, to see if I could puzzle out who I think some of the replacements are going to be. But the more I think about it, the less I can come up with any suitable candidates, right? So, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Of course, you know and I don't. So, I guess your guess would be better than mine. But, I don't know. We'll see.